Okay, hello. Welcome to the weekly Zoom. Um, I apologize that this isn't more interactive. My schedule kind of got messed up tonight, but I wanted to still send out a Zoom. And this one is going to be kind of discussing some vocabulary. You guys, with the challenge, are probably hearing or maybe even seeing in your daily reading some words that you might be thinking, what is that? What are they talking about when they maybe talk about habits of health or mindfulness. Like we know that has to deal with the mind, but what exactly is being addressed or spoken about? So I just kind of want to talk about some of those things. Also kind of introduce who Dr. Anderson is. A point that you receive every day is when you're reading just a quick blurb from his ebook. And that's a brand new thing that he's released. Awesome, awesome tool of support. I'm going to try to post the link. So if you want to kind of really get your mind changing with your health instead of just having a connection to food, that is the ticket, is his ebook. So first of all, the first thing I want to talk about is habits of health, or you might hear the acronym HOH. So this is really, as I'm a coach and I help people with their journey, the number one thing I coach is their habits of health. And a lot of people think, oh, well, that's changing how I eat, right? Yes, that's true, but that's a very small piece of it. If you think of it as a three-legged stool, the habits of health is one leg of the stool. And then the way you eat is another, and then your support that you're plugged into. So if you don't have all three, then your stool falls over, right? So the habits of health, it's just things, you read every day about water. And I love that they have little blurbs each day about if you got your 80 ounces of water in, you click on it for your point, and they share just a really important fact about water. I've been doing this 2 years, and I love still how my mind is learning and becoming educated about how important water is. It's just like if you have your car and you're filling it with the wrong oil or the wrong type of gas, what's going to happen to all your pipes in your car? They're going to stop functioning. They're going to get clogged up and be sludgy, and your car is going to eventually break down. And that's what happens if we're drinking stuff that's not water. Not that it's bad. You can always, help flush it out with water. But soon, and hopefully you're starting to realize on your third week of the program, that water is probably the number one thing that you're sensing to crave. It's really good often when you're feeling hungry. It's often a sign of you're thirsty or you're on the brink of dehydration. So, that's one of the habits of health. Another habit of health is mindfulness. And when we talk about mindfulness, you're reading this in some of your daily readings and also with some of the webinars, they're discussing this. Mindfulness is really being aware of your choice that you're wanting to make. So you were mindful when you started this challenge. There was something that was exciting about it to you or appealing, and you wanted some sort of a change. So that's why you joined the challenge in the first place. And as you're eating every day, hopefully you're eating 6 balanced meals a day. They have to just small. It doesn't have to be a big Thanksgiving feast, but a meal that is balanced, and we'll talk about that. Being mindful when you're about to eat something. There's 3 things we say: stop, challenge, choose. The first thing is stop. Ask yourself, is this really what I want to eat? Is it going to help serve me in reaching my goal? And will I feel better after I eat it? In about 15-20 minutes, how will I feel? Not just physically, but also like, am I going to feel regret, or am I going to feel really happy with that choice because I'm going to have energy? Number 2, the challenge is kind of just asking again, is this really what I want? Stopping is where you're thinking about your choice, and challenging is kind of having that quick conversation with yourself, whether it's literally out loud or if it's in your mind. Like, do I really want this? Am I going to feel sluggish? Am I going to feel tired? Or is this apple and string cheese combination or apple and peanut butter combination going to help give me energy? And then the choose is you just make your choice. If you're really going to be super satisfied with that choice of what you're about to eat, then be satisfied with it. Be happy with every bite and enjoy it. Even if it's a little bit of a brownie. Maybe you're eating a fourth of a brownie instead of half a pan of brownies. Like, that's the difference. That's improvement. But don't feel guilty over your choice. Just embrace it, live with it, because really it's your choice. And being, feeling guilty doesn't serve you. It really isn't going to help you at all. So that's mindfulness. And then sleep. The focus this week with one of our daily readings was sleep. Sleep plays such a key factor with our health, not just weight loss, but how we're feeling. It helps with stress. It helps gives us energy the next day. It helps us, it's kind of, a lot of people just get used to feeling sleep deprived. And so they feel like, wow, that's just my way of living. Like, I just run off of 3 hours of sleep. Like, that just works for me. But really, it's just your body being like, it kind of is used to it, but it could feel better. And if you find that maybe you don't have a hard time going to sleep, but maybe you have a hard time staying asleep, try some things. There's lavender oil you can rub on your feet. There's lavender lotions. There's there's sleep aids. Nothing too heavy or serious, but you can even do that. Take a bath before you go to bed. Maybe do some calming stretching or listen to calm music. Instead of being plugged into technology and those bright screens with the bright lights and even TV, unplug. Unplug from networks, unplug from your telephone and your TV at least 2 hours before bed, and just find stuff to do to relax. Sit down, breathe, close your eyes, meditate, do what we call quiet time. That's another habit of health. Sitting and just being quiet. Breathing deep, closing your eyes, trying to clear your mind from stress of your life, from your day, from your family. Take just about 5 to 10 minutes to do this. It really works when you do it in a quiet place. That's partly why I'm outside doing this video, because I really enjoy being outside, and that's where I can feel quiet. I don't have noise of TV. I don't have my phone with me. My kids are in bed. It's a peaceful, quiet time for me to be out in nature, even if it's in my backyard. So those are some of the habits of health, and the quiet time is a really important one. Another word you might hear is lean and green. As we're talking about eating 6 small balanced meals a day, lean and green. It's a lean protein with low carbohydrate vegetables, basically, or low carbohydrate fruit. So it could be meat. You could get your lean, your protein from string cheese or cottage cheese or tofu or fish and salmon. Just really low meat. If you're going to go with ground beef, go where it's at least 85% lean or more. I love cooking with ground turkey just because it's healthier and it's not as fat. And if I do cook with ground beef, then I make sure that once I've cooked it and I've drained all the oil, then I just kind of put it in a strainer in my sink and I rinse off more of the fat and oils just to help wash out more of that unhealthy stuff that's going to clog my pipes, right? So, and then I always like to pair it with a lean vegetable. Of course, if it's at dinner, but if it's for breakfast, then I'll do like oatmeal and half a cup of fruit with my oatmeal, whether it's blueberries or strawberries or raspberries. You could also do a Greek yogurt with half a cup of fruit. Cottage cheese is a great way of protein with some Roma tomatoes or broccoli or whatever you like with your cottage cheese. And that's what I like about this challenge is on the main wall where you first log in, on the right next to your points, they have lots of ideas. Like if you're on a 1,200 calorie diet or 1,300, and they have lots of recipes ideas for just small, lean fuelings for your day. That can be really helpful. So that's another one, lean and green. So we talked about the habits of health, you're lean and green. I just want to kind of introduce to you Dr. Anderson, because without him, this whole program, even the idea of this challenge wouldn't exist. So this is Dr. Anderson, and this is really the book that I do with my clients, The Habits of Health. I use a food system to help them if they want really quick results, but that's not what I like to do. I don't make meal plans for people. I love to help people change their mind, because for me, that was the real turning point. was, yeah, first I lost my weight, but I was going back to older habits. And I was starting to feel sluggish again. And I was like, man, I just want to be successful. So I really kind of dove and got my brain into this Habits of Health book, and mind changing. Again, the ebook that I'll try to post the link, that will help you too. So Dr. Anderson, he's just a he's a doctor who was in medicine for 32 years and did major surgeries and things. And he decided, he was helping people, he was saving lives, but he felt like he was saving them too late. People were so sick and they were having these major, huge, expensive surgeries. And he thought, I want to help people before they get to this point, before they're having heart attacks, before they're experiencing diabetes, before they're having high blood pressure or they're on medications. And the results that I've seen personally as a coach are astounding. So with him, this visionary man, he's made this whole thing possible, and he's built this amazing program over the last 13 years. And now he's just got this army of coaches. I'm part of it, and getting America healthy. So I just wanted to share that with you, some of the lingo, some of the stuff you might be hearing. The Zoom calls are really fun. I would love to see on the Facebook, sorry, not the Facebook, the team wall of your takeaways. What did you like about this Zoom as you watch them? Do you find them helpful? I definitely don't want to waste your time, but I want to be here as a level of support for you. So hope you have a great night and that you're having a great week. My favorite thing to do as a coach is to celebrate with my clients. Even my team members on this challenge of all of their success, your weight loss, or, a lot of you said, wow, I resisted candy and junk food today at work. That's awesome. Would you have done that 3 weeks ago if your mind wasn't in a different place? Celebrate every small victory. It doesn't have to be about the scale. If your clothes are fitting more loose, if your jewelry or your rings are, getting more loose on your skin, that is something to celebrate. Even if you drink 80 ounces of water, were you doing that 3 weeks ago? So just look at where you were when you started and how far you've come to where you are today. That's what I love. It's a journey. We don't expect to be perfect overnight. It's a journey. We get better on a daily basis. I love helping you all and hearing your fun comments and inspiration on the team wall. You really are inspirational to me, and it's one of my highlights of my day is going to the team wall and reading about your guys' day and what success you're having. So have a good night. Post on the team wall your takeaways, and we'll talk to you next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. No, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So if you live on Mountain Time, that's 8 p.m. If you're Central Time, that's 9. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.